Hey, product people, it's Mike with Product Collective, and today's video is going to focus on product coaching. Now, product coaching is something that I feel like has kind of exploded the last few years in particular. It's been around for a while. It's not like executive coaching is a brand new thing. Even within the product world, people have had product coaches. But just in these last few years, at least within the Product Collective community, I've seen more and more product managers ask about, hey, what does it mean to go out and find a great coach? How do I know that a coach is the best fit for me? Where do I find a good coach? Or also I see the flip side. I see product people within the community saying, hey, I'm hanging my hat out to be a product coach. If you need a product coach, come call me. And just these last few years in particular, just seems like it's become more and more common. So I wanted to make this video to really talk about two things. What does a great coach actually do? And what do the great coaches not do? What are the things that if you're asking for this, you're looking for the wrong things, because the great coaches, they don't do it. I'm going to get into both of these things. And there's two people that really came to mind when I was thinking about creating this video. And that's JJ Rorie, who we've had with us at Industry in the past. And she's a great coach. She's written a book that you should definitely check out recently. But JJ Rorie is awesome product person, awesome product leader. And Ken Norton. Ken Norton's one of my all-time favorite product people. I remember back in 2016 asking Ken to come out and speak at Industry, the product conference, when we barely even had a conference, and he was so gracious to come all the way out and speak at Industry. And of course, Ken, with his background as a product leader, a longtime product leader at Google and Google Ventures, and now Ken is an executive coach to leaders, especially product leaders. So I'm going to highlight insights from both of those people in this particular video. And first, I'm going to cut to JJ Rorie as she shares what the best coaches don't do. So if you're looking for this from your product coaches, you might want to think again. Let's cut to JJ.
The best coaches don't necessarily give people the answers. They give people the tools to navigate real world situations and to help them think critically, right? Especially in product management coaching, because we don't often have true black and white, right and wrong answers, right? We live in this kind of vague, nebulous world where lots of things could be good ideas. Lots of things could be something that turns out positive. And so it's almost a good, better versus that's terrible and this is good, and really easy to make decisions. So that kind of critical thinking skill is really important. And the thing that I've seen, both being coached myself and that I've tried to work on as a coach, is, great coaches don't say, you should handle this situation exactly like this. They say, well, tell me about how you handled that situation and what would you do differently next time? And you just kind of walk them through, you probe, you ask, it's somewhat similar to the way we should be doing kind of voice of customer and needs analysis, right? And not framing the question in certain ways. So really the best coaches that I've seen and that set up long-term successful relationships with folks is, again, they know they're an individual, but they also help them think more critically. Don't just give them the answers and say, I'm going to teach you this body of knowledge. You actually kind of teach them how to go through the process to find answers themselves.
I love that. Yeah. So if you're looking for answers from your product coach, you're not going to get them, at least not from the best coaches out there. The coaches that are out there that are the great ones, they're not there to give you the answers. Sometimes this is it's a bit of a surprise for people. Again, for our Rising Leaders program, I saw many people going through the small group coaching. And again, we had collaborated with Ken Norton on it. And those people would ask Ken, like, gosh, in this situation, what should I do? Or what's the best framework that I should use for my situation? And I could tell you what Ken never did. He never said, oh, you should use XYZ framework. This is the best framework for you in this situation. Or, yeah, if I was in your situation, I would do X, Y, and Z. He doesn't do that. Instead, he asks questions, and he really lets the person that he's coaching think more critically about the situation that they're in. And he's helping them pull the answers outside of them. That's the unique thing about coaching, is that most often the person that's working with the coach, they already have the answers. They know the answers. Maybe they don't know it, but it's within them. It just needs to be pulled out. And the best coaches, they're pulling the answers out of them by helping the people that they're coaching think more critically about the issue that they are dealing with at that moment. So again, if you're looking for that product coach and you're going to try to get the best answers out there, and you're thinking that getting a coach, now I'm going to have a fast pass to the best, answers to the frameworks I need, and I'm going to have all the answers to the situation. That's not what you're going to get with a coach. That's the bad news. The good news is the best coaches out there, they can really, really make a big impact. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut to a clip with Ken Norton from a past edition of Industry, the Product Conference. It was a virtual edition of Industry, and he talks a little bit more about coaching. Let's go right to Ken.
A great coach can partner with you on what matters most: your values, your vision for the future, your purpose, what you truly want, the perspective that you take, how you make choices, what authentic leadership means to you, how you overcome imposter syndrome, how you find meaning in your career and your life. And connecting to this is like the North Star for how you live your life and guide your career. And the same way a great product vision can guide a team to build winning products. You wouldn't start building a product without a vision, so why not have one for your own career? Now, I wish I'd tapped into coaching way, way earlier in my life. I would have been more deliberate about figuring out what I wanted, what brought me fulfillment. I would have recognized earlier what I wanted to be and what I didn't want to be. And I think I would have made better decisions about where I ended up. But I eventually found coaches, and it changed everything. So big advice for you: get a coach. It's never too early. Start now. If you're in a position of authority, get your company to sponsor coaching for everyone in your team. Get a coach. It matters, period.
So a great coach isn't going to give you all the answers, but a great coach can be the partner that you need for your product career. You could think of it as a co-pilot for your product career, right? Again, it's not ChatGPT. You could ask ChatGPT for the answers, and I don't know. You could be the judge to determine whether or not you could take those answers and put any weight to them. But if you want to really excel, a coach can be super helpful. They could be the sounding board that you need. They could be that go-to person where you're going to bounce ideas and maybe the things in your mind that you're not so quick to share with your boss or your peers, because maybe you're not so sure whether those ideas should be put out there, or whether maybe the challenges that you're dealing with and you want to talk through, if they're going to be receptive to talking about those challenges. Your coach will be. Your coaches, that's the reason why coaches exist. It's to talk through those really hard, really critical issues. And they can be that sounding board. They could be that, again, just that go-to person that you need to be the co-pilot in your product career. So I've seen the magic that Ken, in particular, just through Rising Leaders, seen the magic that he's imparted on people. Folks like JJ Rorie, there's other great coaches out there as well. I definitely encourage you to check out different coaches and talk to them first. I would say that's my recommendation. If you are going out to seek a coach, talk to them, get a good feel of whether your personalities match. It's a very personal decision to have a coach, and it's in the same way on the personal side of things. You gotta make sure that you're interviewing several therapists, before you go out and get a personal therapist, right? You have to make sure that you feel like you match well with that person. The same goes for coaching. You don't just go out and get any coach. It's not like you're going to find, this person had an amazing background, I'm going to go hire them to be my coach. It's a big decision. You need to make sure that they are the right fit for you. So I would encourage you to do that, but I definitely encourage you to consider getting a coach for yourself as a product manager. Talk to your boss about what it would take for your company to support getting you a product coach. I have seen it work really, really well for so many people within the Product Collective community. I know it could work well for you too. So that's this video for today. Again, if there's one big takeaway, it's that the best coaches, they're not going to give you the answers, but they can be incredible co-pilots for your product career. So with that, we'll wrap up this video, and I will see you next time.